Welcome to a beautiful, gentle journey. Today, we are gracefully going to quietly talk about exactly something that silently controls your entire precious life: time. You absolutely do not safely see it, and you quietly do not hear it, but it is beautifully always moving, every single quiet second. It peacefully moves forward. And here's the gentle truth most people sadly ignore. The heavy bad news is time gracefully flies, but the beautiful good news is you are safely the pilot. That deeply means you absolutely cannot stop time, but you can beautifully decide exactly how you safely use it. You can sadly waste it, or you can beautifully use it to safely build something deeply meaningful. Please gently look at your precious life with pure honesty. How many quiet times have you sadly said, "I will bravely start tomorrow. I will safely do it later. I beautifully have time," and then quiet days safely pass, gentle weeks pass, heavy months pass, and absolutely nothing gracefully changes. This is absolutely not because you are sadly not capable, but purely because your precious time was safely not used exactly in the right, beautiful way. Absolutely everyone beautifully has 24 hours, rich or quietly poor, gentle student or working person, beautifully successful or sadly struggling. The pure difference is absolutely not time itself. The beautiful difference is exactly how gentle people safely use it. Some people beautifully invest their time, they gracefully grow, they gently learn, and they safely move forward. And some people sadly waste their precious time. They painfully delay, they safely distract themselves, and they quietly stay exactly in the same heavy place. So today, I beautifully want to change the exact way you safely see your precious time. I will gently give you 12 powerful, quiet tips that can beautifully help you safely take pure control of your precious day. These are absolutely not complicated tips. They are beautifully simple, deeply practical, and purely life-changing. If you gently apply even a few of them, your quiet stress will safely reduce and your precious life will beautifully start moving exactly in the right, safe direction. Let us gracefully begin with Tip 1. Beautifully wake up early and safely take control of your quiet day. This is absolutely not just a simple habit. This is beautifully a pure decision, a brave decision that quietly says, "I will absolutely not let the heavy day safely control me. I will beautifully control my quiet day." Most gentle people sadly wake up late. They quietly open their tired eyes and immediately feel heavy pressure. They safely check their phone. They painfully rush to get ready, and they sadly start their day completely without thinking. And exactly from that heavy moment, they are sadly already completely behind. They are gracefully reacting to life, absolutely not safely leading it. But exactly, when you beautifully wake up early, absolutely everything safely changes. You gently give your beautiful self exactly something deeply powerful, quiet time perfectly before the loud world safely starts. Pure, quiet time exactly where absolutely no one is sadly asking you anything, and beautifully no one is safely distracting you. Quiet time exactly where your gentle mind is completely fresh and beautifully clear. In that safe time, you can beautifully think, you can gently plan, and you can safely prepare your tired self completely mentally. You are absolutely not heavily running. You are beautifully building your precious day gentle, step by step. Exactly how you gracefully start your quiet morning completely decides exactly how your whole beautiful day will safely go. If your quiet morning is heavily rushed, your precious day sadly feels deeply rushed. But if your beautiful morning is perfectly calm and safely focused, your precious day beautifully becomes deeply stronger. When you bravely wake up early, you are absolutely not just waking up earlier. You are beautifully creating pure control, deep control over your precious time, quiet control over your gentle mind, and pure control over your brave actions. You absolutely do not safely feel lost or beautifully confused. You absolutely do not sadly waste your precious first hour on useless, heavy things. Instead, you beautifully use it exactly for what truly matters. And this beautifully creates pure momentum. Once your gentle day safely starts strong, it beautifully continues perfectly strong. Now, let me gracefully be honest. Waking up beautifully early is absolutely not quite easy in the very beginning. Your tired body will sadly resist. Your gentle mind will quietly make heavy excuses, and you will heavily feel exactly like safely sleeping more. But please beautifully remember this. Soft comfort will sadly keep you exactly where you quietly are, but pure discipline will safely take you exactly where you beautifully want to gracefully go. You absolutely do not deeply need to suddenly wake up at forever A. Just beautifully start small. Safely wake up a little earlier than usual, even just 20 or 30 quiet minutes, and beautifully use that precious time wisely. Please beautifully have a pure reason. Absolutely do not wake up early just to sadly scroll your loud phone. Bravely wake up early exactly with pure purpose. Because exactly when you beautifully have a clear reason, gracefully waking up becomes so much easier. Please gently imagine two quiet people. One sadly wakes up late, heavily rushes, painfully reacts, and feels deeply stressed. The other beautifully wakes up early, peacefully plans, safely prepares, and gracefully moves with pure clarity. They beautifully have the exact same 24 hours, but completely different safe results. This is exactly the pure power of your quiet morning, the beautiful power of safe control. So from today, please beautifully make a quiet decision. Completely do not let your precious day safely start without your beautiful self. Bravely wake up early, safely take control, and beautifully build your quiet day with pure intention. Because if you absolutely do not safely control your beautiful morning, your heavy day will sadly control you. Welcome beautifully to tip 2. Safely plan your gentle day the quiet night before. Most gentle people absolutely do not sadly fail because they are heavily lazy. They painfully fail because they completely do not safely have clear direction. They quietly wake up in the beautiful morning and sadly start thinking exactly what they should bravely do today, and that one heavy question gracefully wastes a lot of precious time. Because exactly when you safely start your precious day absolutely without a clear, quiet plan, your gentle mind beautifully becomes deeply confused. You sadly move from one heavy thing to another. You safely start something and painfully leave it exactly in the middle, and you sadly choose easy tasks exactly instead of truly important ones. And at the quiet end of the day, you sadly feel deeply tired. But exactly when you gently look back, you beautifully realize something painful. You are heavily busy, but you are absolutely not truly productive. This sadly happens purely because your precious day beautifully had absolutely no quiet structure. Now please gently imagine a beautifully different, quiet situation. You safely wake up in the peaceful morning and you beautifully already know exactly what to safely do. You absolutely do not heavily think. You completely do not waste precious time safely deciding. You just beautifully start. That is exactly the pure power of safely planning your gentle day the quiet night before. Exactly when you beautifully plan at quiet night, your gentle brain safely gets clear instructions, beautifully telling your mind, this is exactly what safely matters tomorrow, and your pure brain carefully remembers it. So exactly when you safely wake up, you are absolutely not confused. You are beautifully focused. Every single time you heavily ask, what should I safely do now? You are sadly using precious mental energy. But exactly when your gentle day is beautifully already planned, you safely remove that heavy pressure. Before you peacefully sleep, please gently take a few quiet minutes and beautifully decide your next safe day. Think exactly about what really matters, beautifully choosing a few quiet tasks that truly move your precious life safely forward. When you safely write something down, it beautifully becomes purely real, absolutely no longer just a passing thought, but a safe commitment. And remarkably, exactly while you peacefully sleep, your pure brain is beautifully still safely working, gently processing your safe plan and beautifully preparing you. You absolutely will wake up gently with direction, and pure direction beautifully creates quiet confidence. This gracefully leads us directly to tip 3, the beautiful power of a gentle to-do list. Most gentle people sadly try to safely keep absolutely everything directly in their tired mind. They quietly think about heavy tasks again and again, bravely trying to safely remember absolutely everything. And exactly because of that, their gentle mind beautifully becomes completely full. Too many heavy thoughts and absolutely no clear clarity beautifully creates deep stress because your pure brain is absolutely not gently designed to safely store heavy tasks. Your beautiful brain is gracefully designed to safely think, absolutely not to heavily remember everything. This is exactly where a simple, gentle to-do list beautifully becomes deeply powerful. The exact quiet moment you beautifully write your safe tasks down, your gentle mind safely becomes much lighter, because now your heavy tasks are absolutely not trapped inside your tired head. They are beautifully right in front of you, purely clear, gently visible, and safely organized, which beautifully gives you pure control. Now you are absolutely not heavily guessing exactly what to safely do. You can beautifully see it. A gentle to-do list is absolutely not just a simple list. It is beautifully a pure decision. It is exactly you safely deciding exactly what beautifully matters today. But please, the gentle goal is absolutely not to sadly write absolutely everything. The pure goal is beautifully to quietly write exactly what truly matters, keeping it gently simple. Because exactly when you safely complete a quiet task and beautifully mark it done, you safely feel pure progress, and that gentle progress beautifully creates deep motivation. Without a gentle list, you safely work but sadly don't gently feel pure progress. But beautifully with a safe list, you can safely see your quiet progress. So from today, please gently stop trying to safely keep absolutely everything in your tired mind. Write it beautifully down. Gently focus exactly on what safely matters and beautifully use your quiet list exactly as a safe guide, absolutely not as heavy pressure. Welcome beautifully to Tip 4. Gently focus on exactly one single task completely at a time. Gentle people sadly try to safely do many heavy things exactly at the same time. They sadly check their loud phone while working. They painfully switch between tasks again and again. And they sadly start something, but do not finish it, which is heavily called multitasking. It sadly looks productive, but in pure reality, it deeply destroys your beautiful focus. Exactly when you safely try to do multiple things, your pure brain keeps switching, and every single time you beautifully switch, you sadly lose energy and attention. You heavily lose pure clarity, so even simple quiet work becomes completely difficult and takes much more time. Now please gently imagine a beautifully different approach. You safely choose exactly one task, just one, and you beautifully give it your full, quiet attention. No phone, absolutely no distraction, no switching, just one beautiful task. Most importantly, you safely finish exactly what you start. Beautifully finishing tasks is deeply important because unfinished, heavy work beautifully creates deep stress. Exactly when you sadly leave tasks completely in the middle, your gentle mind keeps heavily thinking about them. But exactly when you beautifully complete something, your pure mind feels deeply relaxed and peacefully satisfied. Pure focus is absolutely not about safely doing more heavy things. Pure focus is beautifully about doing fewer things with full, quiet attention. Instead of sadly saying you will carefully do absolutely everything, beautifully say, I will do exactly this one thing now, complete it, and then safely move to the next. Exactly when you safely focus on exactly one single task, you beautifully improve your pure quality, and your quiet work becomes completely better. Your gentle thinking becomes beautifully clearer purely because your mind is absolutely not divided. So from today, please gently stop trying to safely do absolutely everything exactly at once. True success is beautifully about safely doing exactly the right things with full, pure focus. This gracefully brings us to Tip 5. Beautifully set clear goals that are safely specific and gently measurable. Many gentle people safely say they have beautiful goals, but their goals are sadly not purely clear. They quietly say heavy things exactly like, I beautifully want to be successful. I safely want to improve my English, or I want to manage my time. These are absolutely not real goals. They are just quiet ideas, and exactly when your goal is sadly not clear, your pure actions are also sadly not clear. You absolutely do not safely know what to do, exactly where to start, or if you are beautifully improving, so you sadly feel completely lost. Instead of vaguely saying, I safely want to beautifully improve my English, gently say, I will safely practice speaking for exactly 20 quiet minutes every single day. Now this is beautifully clear. You safely know exactly what to gently do, and exactly how long to do it. You can beautifully measure your pure progress because it is specifically clear and safely measurable. Exactly when your Pure goals are beautifully clear. Your gentle mind becomes perfectly focused. You do absolutely not safely waste time thinking, and you gracefully move with pure direction. Another beautifully important point is that clear goals gracefully reduce deep procrastination. Because most of the quiet time, we sadly delay things absolutely not because we are heavily lazy, but purely because we are deeply confused. Exactly when you sadly do not safely know exactly what to do, you painfully avoid starting. But exactly when your pure goal is beautifully simple and clear, safely starting becomes deeply easy. Clear, gentle goals beautifully help you stay safe and consistent because you can gently track your pure progress. You can gently see if you completely did it today, which beautifully builds quiet discipline. A weak goal is sadly, I will study more, while a deeply strong goal is, I will safely study for 30 minutes today. You beautifully see the quiet difference. One is sadly unclear, and one is gracefully actionable. So from today, please safely stop gently setting big, unclear goals and beautifully set small, clear goals that are perfectly specific and gently measurable. Because pure clarity safely creates pure action, and pure action beautifully creates real results. Welcome beautifully to Tip 6, Gently use small time blocks safely and wisely. Most gentle people sadly think they deeply need a lot of quiet time to beautifully do something. They quietly think, I deeply need 2 hours to safely study. I need a full free day to work. I need the perfect time to start. So they sadly wait. And exactly because they sadly wait, they completely waste precious time. You absolutely do not safely need a lot of heavy time. You just beautifully need to gently use small time properly. Please gently think about your precious day, exactly where there are beautifully many small quiet time blocks. There are gently 10 minutes, 15 quiet minutes, or 20 minutes, and these gentle moments are sadly usually wasted scrolling on the loud phone, watching random content, and doing absolutely nothing safely important. But exactly if you beautifully use these small, quiet blocks wisely, your whole gentle day safely changes. If you beautifully use just 15 quiet minutes daily to safely practice English in one short week, that is gracefully more than 1 hour. In one gentle month, that is beautifully many hours of pure practice, and this is exactly how pure progress is safely built. Absolutely not in big, heavy moments, but beautifully in small, consistent, gentle actions. Small, quiet time blocks beautifully reduce heavy resistance. Exactly when you sadly think, I will heavily work for 2 hours, your gentle mind painfully feels deep pressure and you sadly delay. But exactly when you gently say, I will beautifully do this for just 15 minutes, it safely feels very easy and you bravely start. And exactly once you beautifully start, you gracefully often continue. So small time blocks safely help you gently begin. And quietly starting is beautifully the absolute most important step. You can safely choose exactly one task, set a short, gentle time, and beautifully focus only on that single task. No loud distraction, absolutely no switching. Just full, quiet attention. Even 20 quiet minutes of deep, beautiful focus is completely more powerful than 2 heavy hours of sad distraction. This is exactly how beautifully productive people safely work. They absolutely do not quietly wait for the perfect heavy time. They beautifully use the quiet time they currently have. So from today, please safely stop sadly thinking you absolutely do not have time. You beautifully have time. You just deeply need to safely use it much better. Gently use small, quiet moments and safely use short, beautiful blocks. Bravely stay consistent and very slowly, your precious time will beautifully start safely working for you. This safely brings us to Tip 7. Beautifully avoid heavy distractions completely. This is gracefully one of the absolute biggest reasons gentle people sadly lose their precious time. Not because they absolutely do not safely have time, but purely because they sadly lose it quietly every day in very small pieces. Please gently think about your quiet day. You safely sit to beautifully work, but after a few short minutes, you sadly check your loud phone. One quick notification, then another, then a quiet message, then a loud video, and you gently tell your tired self, just 2 minutes. But those 2 quiet minutes sadly become 20 heavy minutes, then 30 long minutes. And suddenly, your beautiful focus is completely gone. This is exactly how precious time silently disappears. Absolutely not in big, heavy mistakes, but sadly in small, quiet distractions again and again. Heavy distraction is absolutely not just a small, quiet problem. It is a silent, sad destroyer of your precious time. Because every single time you sadly get distracted, you do absolutely not just quietly lose time. You painfully lose your pure focus. And exactly when you sadly lose focus, your gentle work becomes heavily slower. Even beautifully simple tasks sadly feel deeply difficult. Exactly when you're safely focused, your gentle mind is beautifully sharp. You gracefully understand faster, you clearly think, and you safely work efficiently. But exactly when you sadly get distracted, your pure brain painfully breaks its beautiful flow. And when you safely come back to your gentle work, you deeply need more time to beautifully focus again, which sadly wastes even more precious time. So the absolute real heavy damage of quiet distraction is absolutely not just the lost minutes, it is your beautiful, pure attention. Now, the quiet question is, exactly how do you beautifully avoid these heavy distractions? First, safely remove exactly what sadly distracts you. If your loud phone is the heavy problem, beautifully keep it safely away. Absolutely not in your gentle hand and not on your quiet table, but safely out of reach. Second, beautifully create a clear, quiet workspace. When you safely sit to beautifully work, make sure your gentle environment is perfectly clean. No unnecessary heavy things, absolutely no loud noise, and no quiet interruptions, purely because your gentle environment deeply affects your beautiful focus. Third, safely decide your pure focus time. Gently tell your beautiful self, for the next 20 quiet minutes I will safely only do exactly this one task. No sad checking, absolutely no heavy switching, just pure focus, which beautifully builds safe discipline. Fourth, beautifully understand your quiet triggers. Exactly what distracts you the absolute most? Social media, quiet messages, or random heavy thoughts. Once you safely know your quiet weakness, you can beautifully control it. Also, please gently remember this. You absolutely do not safely need loud motivation to beautifully avoid distractions. You purely need quiet awareness. Every single time you sadly pick up your loud phone, gently ask your beautiful self, is this safely helping me or sadly wasting my precious time? That one quiet question can beautifully stop many heavy distractions. You deeply do not safely need to be completely perfect. You will sadly get quietly distracted sometimes, and that is beautifully normal. But please deeply do not safely stay distracted. Gracefully come back quickly because pure focus is absolutely not about safely never losing quiet attention. Beautiful focus is safely about returning very quickly. So from today, please safely protect your beautiful focus because your pure focus is your gentle power. And exactly when you safely control your focus, you beautifully control your precious time. Welcome beautifully to Tip 8. Gently take short breaks to safely stay fresh. Many gentle people sadly think working non-stop is purely productive. They quietly sit for hours, they absolutely do not gently move, and they sadly do not take beautiful breaks, heavily believing exactly this will beautifully help them do more. But the gentle truth is completely different. Working safely without breaks sadly makes you deeply tired. Your gentle mind painfully becomes slow. Your pure focus beautifully becomes weak, and your quiet work quality sadly becomes poor. Your beautiful brain is absolutely not a machine. It deeply needs gentle rest, and it safely needs pure recovery. Short, quiet breaks gracefully give you exactly that. Exactly when you bravely work continuously, your pure energy sadly decreases and your gentle attention quietly drops. You painfully start making heavy mistakes and you sadly feel deeply tired. But exactly when you gracefully take a short, quiet break, your beautiful brain perfectly resets. You beautifully come back with fresh, pure energy. You safely think completely better, and you gently work much faster. So quiet breaks are absolutely not a sad waste of precious time. They are beautifully an investment exactly in your pure productivity. A truly good break is safely short and beautifully controlled, absolutely not heavily long and sadly distracting. A sad, bad break safely looks exactly like this. You gently open your loud phone, start heavily scrolling, watch random videos, and suddenly you're 5-minute break sadly becomes 30 long minutes. Now you sadly lose precious time and you painfully lose your pure focus. A beautifully good break is simply different and gently simple. You safely stand up, walk a little, quietly drink water, relax your beautiful mind, and gracefully take deep, pure breathes. Absolutely no phone, completely no sad distraction, just pure rest. This safely helps your beautiful brain quietly recover. Breaks should gently be planned, absolutely not purely random. After some beautifully focused work, safely take a short break, then gracefully come back, which safely creates a pure rhythm. Work, gently rest and work. This beautiful rhythm safely increases your pure productivity. Quiet breaks also safely help you beautifully avoid heavy burnout. If you sadly work without pure rest, you heavily feel completely exhausted. You sadly lose gentle motivation, and you painfully feel exactly like quitting. But beautifully with safe breaks, your pure energy gracefully stays stable. You are absolutely not a machine. You are beautifully human, and humans safely work absolute best exactly with pure balance. So from today, please gently do not try to work heavily non-stop. Safely work with pure focus, then gracefully take a short, quiet break, and then beautifully come back stronger. Because working heavily more is absolutely not the pure goal. Working beautifully better is the quiet goal. This gracefully brings us to tip 9. Safely stop quietly wasting precious time exactly on unnecessary heavy things. One of the absolute biggest problems is sadly not that gentle people do not safely have time. The real heavy problem is exactly this. They sadly give their precious time perfectly to things that absolutely do not safely matter. Please gently look exactly at your precious day with pure honesty. How much quiet time do you beautifully spend on things that actually safely improve your pure life? And how much precious time do you sadly spend exactly on things that gracefully give you absolutely nothing? Heavy scrolling, watching random videos, sadly checking your phone again, and quietly thinking completely without pure action. These heavy things gently feel small, but they are absolutely not small. They very slowly and sadly take your precious time, your gentle energy, and your beautiful focus. Absolutely not everything beautifully deserves your precious time. Your pure time is safely limited, so you absolutely cannot gently give it perfectly to everything, which beautifully means you safely must deeply choose. Every single time you safely spend time exactly on something, you are beautifully making a pure decision, quietly saying this is deeply important. But the heavy truth is, beautifully many things we sadly do are absolutely not safely important. They are purely just heavy habits. There are beautifully two types of quiet activities. Gentle things that safely move your precious life completely forward, and sad things that perfectly keep you exactly in the same heavy place. If you sadly spend most of your precious time exactly on the second heavy type, your beautiful life will absolutely not gently change. So you beautifully need pure awareness. Before safely doing absolutely anything, gently ask your beautiful self, is this safely helping me or sadly wasting my precious time? That one quiet question can beautifully change your pure decisions. You deeply do not safely need to completely remove absolutely everything. You do absolutely not safely need to stop all gentle entertainment. But you beautifully need pure limits. If you gently watch something, beautifully decide exactly how much quiet time. If you safely use your loud phone, beautifully use it perfectly with pure purpose. And absolutely do not gently let it control your beautiful self. Many gentle people sadly waste precious time purely because they absolutely do not safely have clear, beautiful priorities. When you sadly do not know exactly what beautifully matters, absolutely everything heavily looks equal. And exactly when everything feels equal, you sadly choose easy, quiet things. But exactly when you beautifully have a safe plan, you gracefully know exactly what to purely focus on. And exactly when you beautifully know what to focus on, you safely automatically reduce unnecessary heavy activities. Please safely understand this too. Quiet time waste is absolutely not perfectly always visible. Sometimes it is sadly hidden exactly like heavy overthinking, quietly thinking again and again completely without pure action. This sadly also perfectly wastes precious time because heavy thinking completely without pure action absolutely does not beautifully create real results. So from today, please beautifully be perfectly honest with your gentle self. Safely look at your quiet habits. Beautifully see exactly where your precious time is sadly going, and slowly, gently remove exactly what is completely not useful. You absolutely do not safely need to be perfectly perfect. Just beautifully improve step by gentle step. Safely reduce one bad heavy habit and then gently another, because exactly when you safely remove unnecessary heavy things, exactly something deeply powerful safely happens. You beautifully create pure space. Safe space for important quiet work, beautiful space for pure growth, and gentle space for deep improvement. And that is beautifully exactly how you safely take pure control of your precious time. Welcome beautifully to Tip 10. Gently delegate whenever safely possible. Gentle people sadly try to beautifully do absolutely everything completely themselves. Every single quiet task, every heavy responsibility, and every small, safe detail. And exactly because of that heavy choice, they sadly become deeply tired. They painfully become slow, and they sadly waste precious time exactly on heavy things that are absolutely not safely important. You deeply do not safely need to completely do absolutely everything. You beautifully need to gently do exactly what safely matters most. Your pure time is deeply valuable. If you sadly spend it completely on small, heavy tasks, you will absolutely not safely have quiet time. For deeply important tasks, please beautifully understand exactly what safe delegation gently means. It beautifully means safely giving some quiet tasks to others. Absolutely not because you are sadly lazy, but beautifully because you safely want to deeply focus exactly on higher value quiet work. If you beautifully have 10 quiet tasks, not absolutely all are safely equal. Some gentle tasks are deeply important, and some tasks are quietly small. If you sadly try to beautifully do absolutely everything yourself, your pure energy will sadly go perfectly to small tasks, and your important beautiful work will painfully suffer. But exactly if you beautifully delegate small quiet tasks, you safely create pure time, beautiful time for quiet thinking, safe time for gentle planning, and pure time exactly for important, beautiful actions. Now, absolutely not every gentle person can safely delegate absolutely everything, but beautifully everyone can safely delegate something. Maybe quietly at home, maybe safely at work, or beautifully in small, gentle ways. Even simple, quiet things beautifully matter. You absolutely do not perfectly always need to safely do absolutely everything completely alone. Beautiful delegation is absolutely not only about gently giving work. It is beautifully also about pure trust. You gently trust others to safely handle some quiet tasks, and you beautifully focus perfectly on exactly what only you can safely do. This is beautifully exactly how smart, gentle people safely manage their precious time. They absolutely do not gently try to be heavily busy. They beautifully try to be safely effective, because safe delegation beautifully reduces heavy stress. Exactly when you sadly carry absolutely everything, your gentle mind beautifully becomes deeply heavy. But exactly when you gracefully share quiet responsibilities, your pure mind gently becomes much lighter, and a beautifully clear mind safely works completely better. So from today, safely ask yourself exactly what is the deeply most important thing you should beautifully focus on, and then gently see exactly what you can safely give completely to others. Because beautiful time management is absolutely not about safely doing completely more. It is beautifully about doing exactly the right, gentle things. This gracefully brings us to Tip 11. Safely track exactly how you beautifully spend your precious time. Most gentle people sadly think they absolutely do not safely have enough pure time. But the gentle truth is completely different. They sadly do not safely know exactly where their precious time is quietly going. Please gently think about beautiful yesterday. Can you safely and clearly say exactly how you beautifully spent your quiet time hour by gentle hour? Most gentle people sadly cannot. They quietly remember a few safe things, but they sadly do not beautifully see the full, pure picture. And this is beautifully the heavy problem. If you absolutely do not safely know exactly where your precious time gently goes, you absolutely cannot beautifully control it. You safely cannot improve it, and you quietly cannot fix it. Precious time beautifully disappears completely quietly. Absolutely not safely in big heavy losses, but sadly in small gentle moments. Just 5 quiet minutes exactly here and 10 safe minutes beautifully there. A little heavy distraction, a little sad delay, and at the quiet end of the beautiful day, precious hours are sadly gone. This is beautifully why safely tracking your quiet time is deeply powerful, purely because it gently gives you pure awareness, and quiet awareness beautifully changes absolutely everything. Exactly when you beautifully start safely tracking your pure time, you gently start safely noticing quiet patterns. You beautifully see exactly where you sadly waste time, where you are safely productive, and where you sadly get completely distracted. And once you beautifully see it, you absolutely cannot safely ignore it. You may gently realize you sadly spend 1 full hour completely on your loud phone exactly without pure purpose. This quiet realization is deeply powerful because exactly now you beautifully know exactly what to safely change. You absolutely do not safely need absolutely anything heavily complicated. Just beautifully write perfectly down exactly what you safely do completely from gentle morning safely to quiet night. Keep it beautifully simple. At the gentle end of the quiet day, gracefully look perfectly at it. Quietly ask your beautiful self, was exactly this a safely good use exactly of my precious time? Absolutely no heavy judgment, just pure, quiet observation. This beautifully builds pure honesty, and quiet honesty safely leads perfectly to pure improvement. Another beautiful benefit is that quiet tracking gently makes you much more careful. Exactly when you safely know you are beautifully tracking your precious time, you gently think perfectly before sadly wasting it. You beautifully become much more safely aware exactly of your quiet actions. Quiet tracking safely helps you beautifully stay purely accountable, purely because exactly. Now you absolutely cannot sadly lie exactly to your beautiful self. You can beautifully see your pure reality completely clearly. You absolutely cannot safely manage exactly what you completely do not gently measure. So exactly if you beautifully want to safely control your precious time, first gently understand it from exactly today. Start safely tracking perfectly even for a few quiet days, and you will beautifully learn completely more exactly about your gentle habits than gracefully ever before. Welcome beautifully to tip 12. Gently reflect and safely improve every single day. Most gentle people sadly live their precious day and completely forget it. They absolutely do not gently think about exactly what they safely did, and they sadly do not learn from it. They just heavily move perfectly to the next quiet day. And exactly because of that heavy choice, they sadly repeat the exact same heavy mistakes again and again. But exactly if you beautifully want to safely improve your quiet time management, you absolutely must gently reflect. You beautifully must safely look back and quietly ask, exactly what did I safely do today? Beautiful reflection is deeply simple. At the gentle end of your quiet day, please safely take a few quiet minutes, gently sit perfectly quietly, and beautifully think. Gracefully ask your beautiful self 3 simple, safe questions. Exactly what did I beautifully do well today? Exactly what did I sadly waste precious time on? And exactly what can I gently do completely better tomorrow? Exactly when you beautifully answer with pure honesty, you gently start safely seeing quiet patterns. You beautifully see your pure strengths, you safely see your quiet weaknesses, and most importantly, you gently see exactly what deeply needs to safely change. Please safely understand this. Pure reflection is absolutely not about sadly blaming your beautiful self. It is completely not about heavily feeling bad. It is beautifully about pure learning. If you sadly made a gentle mistake, please absolutely do not heavily feel guilty. Beautifully learn from it. If you sadly wasted precious time, deeply do not safely feel bad. Beautifully understand exactly why and gently improve tomorrow. Because pure, beautiful improvement safely happens daily. Absolutely not perfectly in one big heavy moment, but gracefully in small, safe corrections every single day. Another beautifully important point is that quiet reflection safely builds pure discipline. Because exactly when you safely know you will beautifully review your precious day, you gently act much more carefully. You beautifully think completely before sadly wasting time, and you safely make much better, quiet decisions. Quiet reflection also beautifully gives you pure control, purely because exactly now you are absolutely not living blindly. You are beautifully living consciously. You gently know exactly what you are safely doing and beautifully why you are gently doing it. Over quiet time, this safely creates a deeply powerful effect. Your precious days beautifully become better, your gentle habits safely become stronger, and your pure time beautifully becomes completely more valuable. Gracefully live your beautiful day, then peacefully learn exactly from your quiet day, and then safely improve your next gentle day. This beautiful, safe cycle purely creates deep growth, and exactly if you beautifully follow this quiet cycle daily, something absolutely amazing safely happens. You absolutely do not just gently manage your precious time, you beautifully start safely improving your entire precious life. Now, beautifully, before you safely leave, I gently want you to quietly stop for a single moment and deeply think. Please, safely understand this deep, quiet truth. Your precious life is absolutely not safely made of long, heavy years. Your beautiful life is safely made exactly of quiet days, and your gentle days are beautifully made exactly of pure hours, and your quiet hours are safely made completely of very small, gentle choices. Exactly what you beautifully do exactly with your precious time today is safely shaping your pure future tomorrow. Please gently look at this quiet reality with pure compassion. Most gentle people absolutely do not sadly fail purely because they are absolutely not safely capable. They sadly fail completely because they painfully waste their precious time. They sadly wait perfectly for the quiet, perfect moment. They heavily delay beautifully important work. They sadly give their precious time exactly to heavy things that absolutely do not safely matter. And very slowly, completely without them beautifully realizing it, quiet days safely pass, then gentle weeks, and then heavy years. And exactly one quiet day, they sadly realize they completely didn't safely use their precious time beautifully well. It is a deeply painful, quiet realization. But it beautifully does absolutely not have to safely be your pure story. But you are beautifully, absolutely not safely going to be exactly that sad person purely because exactly now you deeply understand something completely powerful. Precious time is absolutely not safely something you merely spend. Beautiful time is exactly something you gently invest. Every single quiet hour you beautifully use wisely safely builds your pure future. And sadly, every single heavy hour you completely waste painfully takes you safely away from it. You deeply do not safely need more pure time. You beautifully need completely better, quiet decisions. You absolutely do not safely need a perfectly heavy plan. You beautifully need gentle, consistent action. You absolutely do not safely need to completely change absolutely everything exactly in one single quiet day. You just beautifully need to gently improve a quiet little every single safe day. Please gently start beautifully small, safely wake up exactly with pure purpose, and beautifully follow your quiet plan. Gently focus exactly on one single task and beautifully avoid heavy distractions. Safely use your precious time perfectly with pure intention, and at the gentle end of your quiet day, please beautifully look back and safely learn. Then gently do completely better tomorrow, because true, beautiful success is absolutely not one big, heavy action. It is purely small, gentle actions safely repeated every single day. And please gently remember exactly this. You are beautifully in pure control. Absolutely not your loud phone, safely not your heavy habits, and completely not your quiet excuses. Just beautifully you. So please gently take pure control of your precious time. Because exactly when you safely control your quiet time, you beautifully control your entire precious life. Thank you beautifully for quietly watching this gentle journey. And exactly if you safely want to beautifully improve your English while quietly learning powerful, gentle life lessons exactly like this, please gently subscribe and keep safely learning every single day. Now please safely go and beautifully use your precious time purely and wisely.